In this video, we're going to look at harder compound interest questions. So currently, we've only looked at compound interest questions where the percentage or the rate of interest has been given per annum, and therefore it's been invested for a number of years or depreciated for a number of years. Now, what happens when the question says it's compounding by a different timescale? You can see in this question, we've got compounding monthly. So I'm going to show you what to do in this case. So $20,000 is going to be invested for 8 years at 5.5% per annum compounding monthly. We need to find the interest earned, but before we do that, we need to find out the amount in the account. So just a reminder, the formula that we've been using for compound interest looks like this. Okay, where, that's 100, where R was the rate in a percent. Now I want to adapt this formula slightly because we know that if I did 5.5 over 100, I would get 0.055. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this, I'm going to change the formula slightly, I'm just going to call this bit here I. Okay, because I need to do something else with it. And remember, N is the time scale, the amount of time that you're investing, the time period that you're investing the money in. So I, in this case, is already as a decimal, all right? So it's a decimal value of the rate of interest. Okay, decimal rate, or the conversion into a decimal. So in this particular case, I is 0.055, but because it's compounding monthly, I need to divide it by the number of time periods that are in 1 year. So I'm going to divide by 12. Now, also, I need to look at the number of compounding periods, N in this case. N is 8 years, however it's compounding monthly. So what we've got to do is work out how many interest periods there will be. So that's going to be 8 multiplied by 12 because there's 8 a year. Sorry, 12 a year for 8 years, which gives us 96 months. So N is going to be 96 in this particular case. So obviously P is our 20,000 that we were initially starting with. So that's our initial investment. Now, once I plug these values into the formula, that will tell me the amount in the account. So 20,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.055. Now, I'm leaving that as is. I'm not working that out because I know it's going to give me a recurring decimal. So I'll just leave it as the exact answer. So I can now type all that into the calculator, and I get 31022.94. So obviously we summarize that and say the amount in the account would be $31,022.94. Now, the question asked us what was the amount of interest earned. So if we started with $20,000 and the amount is now at $31,022.94, the interest earned is going to be the difference between them. So the difference between them, I'm struggling with my pen here, I don't know why it's messing up. The difference between them is 31,022.94, take away the original amount. That's supposed to be an equal sign, my pen's playing up for some reason. And we've got that as $11,021. $22, sorry, and 94 cents. Okay. Now, clearly, this one was compounding monthly. What you'd need to do, if it was, for example, compounding weekly, you would change your interest rate into that decimal for our I, and then you divide it by 52 because there are 52 weeks in the year. Don't forget, you must adapt your number of compounding periods as well. So if it's per week, you're going to multiply the number of years by those 52. Similarly, if you had fortnights, there's 26 fortnights in a year, and so on and so forth. So you get the idea. So your I and your N must be adapted to this formula.